Morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you're viewing this. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. Thanks for joining me again today. Hey, if you find anything in this video that's worth your time, worthwhile, turns you on, turns you off, give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I'm making a new video. So today was a great day for Bitcoin. What? Am I eating crow? No, because our trades are still performing against Bitcoin. We're still up on our trades, and Bitcoin is going to take the lead once in a while, so I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. I'm not rethinking my whole philosophy at this point. So that's good. That's good. We need a strong Bitcoin, right? We need a strong Bitcoin if we're going to have a strong overall crypto market. But that does not change my feelings on moving into alts, and in fact our trades are generally up against Bitcoin since we made them. So that's good. Everything's good. Everything's golden. So let's just jump right into what happened in the stock market today, right? So the stock market was up today, 2.2% for the Nasdaq, 1.1 for Dow, 1.5 for the S&P. And the shocking thing is that the stock market was up so much when the DXY was basically flat, right? It was flat. So how is that happening? The DXY, the dollar index, is at more than 20-year highs. It hasn't been this high for over 20 years. And so to me, and this is not financial advice, this is, not I'm not telling you what to do, or you need to make your own decisions based on your own financial situations. But to me, the stock market can't maintain this rally if that DXY stays at this level or it keeps going up. I mean, the last high in the DXY was like 120. If we see a 120, I don't see any way possible that the stock market can keep this mini rally going on. And the same with crypto, right? I don't see how the crypto can maintain this mini rally it's on if the DXY maintains this level. So the futures, I think, open up here in a few minutes. So keep an eye on the DXY, see if that continues to go up or stays flat, maintains its level, and keep an eye on the stock market futures. See if they continue to rally. Excuse me. And that probably will give you an indication of where crypto is headed. So, right? I mean, they've been stocks and crypto have been inversely related to or correlated to the DXY. So, if the stock market and crypto have been, definitely correlated to each other. So if you see the futures going up for the stock market, it might give you an indication of where crypto might be headed tomorrow. So again, Bitcoin had a great day today so far, and the daily candle is about to close in like 5-10 minutes. And on my channel, right, for the last week, we've been talking about the potential of this W playing out. And right now, it looks like it's going to play out. I mean, I said that for the W to play out, you need to finish the daily candle above, about a 21.4, 21.450, 21.5, somewhere in there, right? And right now we're at 21.6. So it's looking like Bitcoin will finish the daily candle above that first initial V or hump on the W. Now, does that mean that I think Bitcoin's about to rally to 30,000? No. And I'm going to give you a few reasons why. First reason is the DXY. Now, if the DXY starts going down from 107 to 105, 103, 101, 100, maybe, right? But that's just the first reason. I mean, as long as the DXY is showing strength, I don't think the crypto rally is long for the tooth, or long in the tooth, or whatever that saying is, right? If you like me bungling these statements, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Anyway, so that's the first reason, the DXY maintaining its strength. I really don't see how crypto and Bitcoin specifically can maintain this rally. Second reason is, we've talked about these support line, or these resistance lines. This blue line is the first one, and that comes from like this first crash we had after we broke through the support level up here, right? This red line broke through the support level, and we came down here and kind of settled on this blue line for a few days. So it kind of served as resistance in the immediate aftermath of the Terra Luna crash. And after we couldn't break it for a few days, we crashed further, right? And we haven't revisited it since. So to me, that blue line is the second reason I don't see a huge crypto rally or Bitcoin rally coming soon. So, that first is the DXY. The second is that resistance line that played out for a few days when we initially crashed back, a month ago. Now, I guess 2-3 weeks ago. The other kind of coincidental thing is that blue line on the chart, the 200-week moving average is basically right atop that blue line. I don't have it on the chart, but that's where it is. And if you recall, the 200-week moving average, kind of weekly moving average, has served as kind of a support of last resort for the past crypto cycles. And excuse me, we've rarely gone below it for any length of time at all. So we're below it right now. So, but that's also going to be resistance, I think. So that blue line has two basically lines of resistance. The kind of the smaller one from, a month ago when we first crashed down during the Terra Luna debacle, and also the 200-week moving average. So we'll see. I mean, that's another reason, right? That we're not gonna. I don't think we're just gonna go barreling upward, indiscriminately. Another reason. So we got three: the DXY, the two resistance lines. A fourth is, look at the volume. Back here, when we initially had the Terra Luna dump, the volume was pretty high, and it kind of stayed up, and then it started decreasing a lot, and then when we had the second round of a small dump, when we went down to 19,000, I think we made it down to 18.5, 19,000, right? We had another little spike here in volume. Well, we haven't even gotten back to that little spike in volume today. So if we don't get volume support, I don't see how Bitcoin is going to maintain this rally. So that's a fourth reason. And then, the ultimate longer term reason, a fifth reason, is that upper trend line, red line up here. Again, if you've been watching my channel, this line held as perfect support for over a month. We talked about it a lot when I first started my channel. And if you recall, that line, that support now resistance line goes back like 2 years and served as support and resistance multiple times over that time span. So even if we get the volume, even if the DXY goes down, even if we break the 200-week moving average and this blue resistance line, this other line, this red line, is going to serve as strong resistance. And right now, it's at like 25,800, 26,000, right? So that's not really that far from where we're at. And if it takes us a week to get up there, a week maybe puts us over here, and all of a sudden that's at 25.5. So I don't think Bitcoin is going to 30,000 anytime soon. In fact, I'm still inclined to make the argument that Bitcoin is going to revisit the 17,000 range and maybe possibly break below that. Every bear market has these small little rallies. We haven't had a small little rally for months. So I'm not surprised that there's one right now. And we talked about the W, whether that could play out, and it kind of is, right? Doesn't mean it's going to go to 30,000, in my opinion. Again, this is not financial advice. You need to make your own financial decisions. It could go to 30,000. I'll be wrong, but that's just my feelings right now. So that's my argument for Bitcoin and why I don't think it's going to have a huge rally. There, 5 reasons why. But it doesn't mean I'm not bullish on alts. And even though Bitcoin is having its day in the sun today, alts, I think, are still where I want to be. And I've made the case, and I've proved it on my videos and on Twitter that the alts are right now stronger against Bitcoin. And one day does not change that. One day does not change my opinion of that case. So, but why am I so bullish? Well, let's check out this article I found on Twitter today about the why it supports why I'm so bullish on Cardano specifically. So this article is from Tim Harrison, who's Vice President of Community and Ecosystem for Input Output. And he talks about the Vassal upgrade and what to expect from it and how we got here for Cardano. And if you followed my channel for the past 9 weeks since I've been on doing the videos, you know that I've always made the argument that you want a girlfriend or a boyfriend who doesn't just lie there. And to me, Bitcoin is the girlfriend who just lies there. Bitcoin is great for its one purpose, right? It's one purpose, a store of value. I mean, it hasn't been great for 9 months, but I mean, ideally and in the long run, that's the one use case to me of Bitcoin. And it's great. I love Bitcoin, and that's where I ultimately want to store my money, but I also want to make money in the meantime when Bitcoin isn't the superior crypto. And that's right now, in my opinion. So I want a girlfriend who doesn't just lie there, who takes an active role in the relationship, who is constantly looking to improve, who is constantly looking to adapt to new environments, new use cases, new problems that arise. That is Cardano. That is Ethereum, right? They are constantly adapting. They are constantly improving. They are constantly working on the relationship. And I want a girlfriend, or a boyfriend in your case maybe, who doesn't just lie there, who takes an active role. And that makes for a little more fun, right? So let's get into the article. So he talks about the Vassal upgrade bringing significant performance and capability enhancements to the protocol, Cardano. The network has seen consistent incremental improvements over the past couple of years and the launch of NFT, multi-asset, and smart contract capability in 2021. But put simply, Vassal is the most significant network upgrade since the deployment of staking. Now, thanks to stake pool operators supporting the Cardano testnet, developers will soon start to enjoy the new Vassal enhancements and capabilities that we'll soon see on mainnet, as well as bringing improvements to smart contracts. The upgrade is part of the Basho phase of the Cardano roadmap, which focuses on scaling and network and ledger optimization, and will bring multiple improvements to the ledger. Vassal will be deployed at the protocol level using Cardano's hard fork combinator, right? Improving, constantly working on the relationship, adapting as needs require. Innovative technology, the hard fork combinator, yes, is innovative technology which enacts seamless protocol transitions and ledger upgrades, minimizing disruption for end users. The upgrade, named after a Cardano ambassador who unfortunately passed away, will implement a widely anticipated features such as diffusion pipelining and upgrades to Plutus, which is Cardano's core smart contract language. Many of the improvements have been scoped and developed with the support of the wider development community and stem from Cardano improvement protocols. Additionally, a number of new cryptographic primitives will be provided, and script validation processes will further see adjustments and optimizations, contributing consistency in block propagation times and higher transaction processing rates. So how did we get here, right, as in this article? So since 2020's Byron reboot, Cardano has seen regular upgrades, enabling a community of over 3,000 stake pool operators to create and support an industry-defining decentralized proof of stake network. Since the Mary upgrade in early 2021, users have been able to create a variety of native assets to trade and exchange on the ledger. In September of that year, Alonzo introduced smart contract support, and Cardano has since steadily evolved into a fully functional smart contract platform with a rich NFT ecosystem and multiple native tokens. So Cardano is constantly evolving, right? Constantly growing, constantly improving your relationship, constantly working on itself, right? That makes for a good girlfriend. And as you know, as further proof, like after the worst month in crypto that I've experienced, right? June was just freaking terrible. Cardano has over 1,000 projects working on the platform or building on the platform. after the worst month before Vassal. How many? You can't say that about Bitcoin. You just simply can't, right? So I think before Vassal, after Vassal launches, that number is just going to increase exponentially. That the amount of updates and improvements and enhancements that will exist on Cardano after Vassal is going to blow people's minds. And so I'm so bullish on Cardano right now. So let's go back to the article, because it just gets more bullish the more you read. So Cardano's evolution has facilitated a groundswell in dApp launches, with dozens already operating on mainnet, including multiple decentralized exchanges and NFT marketplaces. But that's just the start. The team is tracking over 1,000 projects, like I said, building on Cardano, and this likely underestimates the amount of work going on. The Vassal upgrade will provide some key capabilities to enable further projects to launch, as well as offer an upgrade path. Like I said, more projects they're just waiting for Vassal to launch. Excuse me. It'll bring greater speed, transactional capability, and more powerful scripts to existing dApps. With the hard fork, the D parameter is also being removed, since block production is now fully decentralized. And then diffusion pipelining. IOG has already been applying a series of steady, careful parameter optimizations, such as block size and script memory units increase, throughout 2022 to tune and improve network performance, constantly improving. The girlfriend who doesn't just lie there. Diffusion pipelining steps things up a gear, right? Vassal will step things up a gear by improving block propagation times, thus enabling higher throughput. In essence, it streamlines the process of sharing information about newly created blocks among network participants by ensuring that blocks can be shared in the network well within 5 seconds after their creation. For this, diffusion pipelining propagates blocks before their full validation, thus overlapping the time spent on diffusion with the time needed on validation. Pipelining also ensures that the block header referencing the hash of a previous block is propagated correctly. Ultimately, diffusion pipelining will add scalability by enabling further block size increases and Plutus script improvements as IOG continues to optimize the network throughout the rest of the year. And then Vassal will also improve the already powerful Plutus platform, enabling developers to create faster, more efficient dApps. Vassal upgrade will also include Cardano cryptographic primitives improvements, enabling greater interoperability options for other blockchains. So it will allow Cardano to operate more cleanly and efficiently with other blockchains like Ethereum and Bitcoin and more. The Vassal upgrade represents a step change in the capability of Cardano. Diffusion pipeline will allow for greater network throughput, while the new Plutus enhancements will open up new developer use cases and offer significantly improved dApp user experiences. How can you not be bullish? That's like 3 weeks away. Cardano is going to go crazy, in my opinion. Again, not financial advice, not telling you what you should do. And you know, if you've watched my channel, you know what I've already done. I moved from Bitcoin and put it largely into Cardano, and I'm winning on the trade. And I made the move at the exact right moment. So I think it's just the beginning, though. 3 weeks from really just the beginning. So I'm so pumped. Now, if you've watched my channel for let's start with this. I found something on Twitter today also. So that's the end of that article. I found something else on Twitter from Vitalik that kind of mirrors of how I wanted to build my channel and what I'm trying to accomplish with my channel. But it was fascinating. I thought kind of interesting input or insight, I guess. So he's talking about remembering a conversation with Anthony Lee Zhang from pre-COVID times on the role of ideology in an intellectual's thinking. Now, I'm certainly far from an intellectual. I'm not an intellectual at all. But he talks about their conversation and how it was around the dichotomy of idea-driven ideas versus data-driven ideas. Framed this way, ideology looks bad. But actually, it's not so simple, he says, because there are other options. A particularly important option is data-driven choice of idea-driven ideas, meaning ideology generates a hypothesis and provides motivation, but then you check that against reality and be prepared to dismiss or de-emphasize some as a result. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do with my channel, right? That's exactly what I'm trying to do with my channel. For 9 weeks I've been on here, and since day one on this channel, I've said new money put into ADA today will outperform Ethereum and Bitcoin by the end of the year, a year from now, and 5 years from now. And new money put into Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin by those same time frames. But I didn't just, I mean, that's my hypothesis. That's my ideology, according to Vitalik. But I didn't just throw it out in the ether and say, well, if my prediction's right, I'll come back and tell you, but if it's wrong, I'm just going to ignore it, right? No, I put it into, I try to accumulate the data to prove my hypothesis. And I do that on this on the video nearly every single day. I'm putting it on screen to prove it. If I'm wrong, everybody will see it. If I'm right, I will prove my hypothesis with data. And I put it on Twitter every week. I'm putting it on Twitter. And follow me on Twitter at @crypto_liberal if you want to follow along with the journey. But so how do we prove it? Every week, for 9 weeks we've been doing this. Every week we put $100 into those 3 cryptos. $100. So far we put $900 in, $100 each week, dollar cost averaging in, with the idea of accumulating the data to prove my hypothesis. Well, how's that working out? Look at, we put $900 into each of these. Looks like the new day just started. But look at, ADA is outperforming Bitcoin already. I don't need till the end of the year. It's already outperforming Bitcoin. Ethereum was lagging severely behind Bitcoin, but it's catching up. It's catching up over the past 2 weeks, essentially. And I have till the end of the year for it to surpass Bitcoin and prove my hypothesis, to see if my data can prove my hypothesis. So it's working out so far, right? It's working out pretty well. Now, we talked about why I'm bullish on ADA, and we've talked about how it's already outperforming, and we've acknowledged that today was Bitcoin's day, right? Bitcoin is outperforming today. One day out of a few months, not bad. Not bad. But let's look at our ADA chart, because like I said, I've never been more bullish. Every day that goes by, every day we get closer to Vassal, I'm more bullish. So if you follow my channel, you know I look at the ADA versus Bitcoin chart. I look at the weekly chart. So this isn't a short-term trade, right? And again, right, I told you about this chart a few weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, when after we had broken through this descending wedge resistance, this red line that goes all the way up here from 10 months ago, right? It served as resistance for so long, and then we broke out. And that's exactly when I told you, hey, I'm moving out of Bitcoin into ADA. And it was about 0.000019 Bitcoin, 1 ADA, 0.000019 Bitcoin. And right now we're at 0.00002207 Bitcoin. So it's like a 16% return so far. And the best part about this is I told you pretty much at the exact bottom when we were testing the former resistance as support. I didn't tell you about it 2 weeks too late, because then we missed a 16% return. The only thing I could have done better is tell you when we were still in the pattern. But when we were still in the pattern, we could have broke lower. So if you appreciate the fact that I brought it to you pretty much at the very exact moment. I didn't talk about that chart 9 weeks ago, right? I talked about how I thought ADA was going to outperform Ethereum and Bitcoin, but I didn't tell you this is the exact moment to take some Bitcoin and move it into ADA. And when we did, we had that giant green candle, right? I told you right here when we were testing that former resistance as support, and then we had a giant green candle follow. Now we've given some of it back, but that's okay, right? We're still at a 16% return. We're still at a 16% return without putting new money into the game, without trading on leverage. If you had moved with me, taken 1 Bitcoin and moved it into ADA, you'd have 1.16 Bitcoin. 2 Bitcoin, 2.32 Bitcoin, right? Without trading on leverage and jeopardizing your entire portfolio from being liquidated. Now, Now, if you appreciate that, right? If that I'm bringing this to you at the exact moment that it needs to be brought to your attention, give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit that bell notification. Okay, so that's ADA, right? And again, I'm not waiting for a 16% return. I'm waiting for like a 200, 300% return. And again, that would bring us to the top, back to the top of this descending wedge, back up here to 0.00006 Bitcoin. What does that mean? That if you had moved with me, that would be 1 Bitcoin turning into 3, 2 Bitcoin turning into 6. And if you follow my channel, you know I can't do math beyond that. So, but the other thing is, right, there are resistances. I have them on here, these blue lines. There are resistances standing in the way. And I will be forthcoming and honest, and I might take some profits out of ADA at some of those resistances and move them back into Bitcoin. But for the majority of it, I am waiting for that 0.00006 Bitcoin. But if you want to know when I'm moving back out of ADA into Bitcoin, or some of it back out of ADA into Bitcoin, hit that bell notification so you're aware of when I'm making new videos, because I will tell you the moment I'm doing it. So that's the story with ADA right now, right? I'm still bullish. Vassal's coming out, and that's the data. The data is still showing bullish right now because we're making profits versus Bitcoin. The girlfriend who just lies there, right? And at some point we can take it from the girl who is constantly improving our lives and giving us sats, and give it back to the girl who wants to just take them and cuddle them and lie there. That's what I'm doing with ADA. Okay, so that's ADA. How about Ethereum? Like I said, Ethereum has been lagging behind, but again, I brought it to you a couple weeks ago, like 3-4 weeks ago, when we were right here, right? Right here, testing this support line that goes back 18 months. And I said, you know what? I'm moving from Bitcoin into Ethereum. And it was when one Ethereum was about 0.052 Bitcoin, right down here. And right now we're at 0.057 Bitcoin, a 10% return. Again, I told you at the exact opportune moment, the perfect moment to move from Bitcoin into Ethereum. And I did tell you 2 weeks before that, when when we were at the levels we were at now, right? We had further to lose. No, I told you right when we were at the support level. I brought it to the channel, the exact moment. So appreciate that. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Now, again, for this one, I'm waiting for a 10% return. I'll take a 10% return. That's great. But I'm waiting for it to get back up to this top blue line, which is because it looks like to me that chart, and we talked about it repeatedly, it's an ascending triangle. Ascending triangles are bullish, so if it breaks out, I anticipate it'll break higher. But if it just gets to that blue line, that top blue line, the top of the ascending triangle, the resistance line of the ascending triangle, that's a 50% return. 1 Bitcoin into 1.5, 2 Bitcoin into 3, without trading on leverage. You can stack sats without trading on leverage. So that's my trade on Ethereum. 2 for 2, right? I brought 2 charts in the past 4 weeks, or the first 2 charts that I brought in the past 4 weeks are both performing beautifully against Bitcoin. Bullish against Bitcoin. The data is proving the hypothesis. Now, to me, for the past few days, I've been talking about alt season. Alt season's around the corner. Alt season's coming. How many other people are talking about that? Nobody. That's the exact time you want to get in to or recognize that alt season's coming, right? If you wait until we got a 10% return on Ethereum, but if you wait till a 30% return and then you say, oh, alt season's here, I better jump in. Well, you're going to miss 30% return, a 30% return, a third of a Bitcoin, essentially. A third of a Bitcoin you could have had already, and stacking more by moving from Bitcoin into Ethereum, you could have a third of a Bitcoin for, a return already, but you're going to miss that. And then, you might get another 20%, another fifth of a Bitcoin, but you've lost out. Recognize the trends when nobody else does. That's the time to do it. If you appreciate that, I'm trying to bring these things to you in a timely manner, early, before everybody else is talking about them. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Okay, so 2 for 2, right? 2 for 2, alt season. There's a third one, Matic, Polygon. I don't want to talk about it on this channel because I don't own any. So we're not going to talk about it. But if you look at that chart, It's bullish against Bitcoin. Another alt that's bullish against Bitcoin right now, at this moment. Alt season is coming. Recognize it before the group does, right? The rest of the rest of the industry, before they jump on board. This is the time to recognize it, when we're out there flying solo. Okay, the third one I'm invested in, Polkadot. Now, we're not doing so well on that one. I mean, we're losing a little bit, so I'm not worried about it. I still think it's bullish against Bitcoin. The chart is bullish against Bitcoin. So let's look at it real quick, because I only talked about it. I brought it to the channel 4 days ago. So you can't really call it a loser yet. 4 days does not make a trade a winner or a loser, usually. But again, I brought it to you last week and I said, after we broke out, this chart looks amazingly similar to ADA, right? It's a descending wedge. We broke out of the channel 3 weeks ago. And last week I said, well, look, if it comes back down and tests that former resistance line as support and bounces off of it, I will get into Polkadot. Well, that's exactly what happened. Look at last week. It wicked down to that resistance line, now support, and bounced back up. And so I went in at about 0.00035 Bitcoin. And now it's at 0.00033 Bitcoin. So we're losing a little bit. Barely anything. And it's my smallest position because I had the least amount of confidence in it. I had the least amount of confidence in it simply because this chart was not near complete, right? The apex of this chart is way down here, a long ways off. So I am concerned still that we might fall back into the middle of the chart and trend down a little bit. That could happen. But as long as we're staying above this former resistance, now support line, which we still are, I'm not worried about it. I'm not gonna get out of the position. Again, on that one, I'm waiting for like a 100% return. Get back to that top of that descending wedge. So and I still think that chart is bullish, right? It broke out of the descending wedge. It's back testing that resistance as support. That is still bullish as long as it maintains above that support line. So that really is 4 for 4 charts, alt charts that are bullish against Bitcoin. Alt season's coming. Nobody else is telling you about this. Nobody else is recognizing it. That is the time to jump in my opinion. Not financial advice. I could be totally wrong. This could totally go against me tomorrow. And today it did, right? Bitcoin is performing. But again, for the reasons I stated early in the video, I don't think that the run in Bitcoin it can be sustained as long as those other factors are still around. The resistance lines, the volume, the DXY. So alt season, for various reasons, Vassal, all the charts have, all those alts that we've talked about have gotten killed against Bitcoin. It's time for them to start their rally. Nobody else is telling you that. And I hope, right? I hope it works out. And I hope you're doing your own research. And if you're with me, I hope you're taking the positions that you think are warranted for your portfolio. Because I hope that we can all look back in 6 months, a year, and say we jumped in at the perfect moment. And so far we have. We've jumped in at the perfect moment. So I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped for Vassal. I'm so pumped for alt season. I'm so pumped for the next 6 months. I'm so pumped for my data to prove my hypothesis correct. So let's go back before we finish the video, back into BTC, since we started a new day, right? While I was on making the video here, started a new day. God, I can't type. BTC versus USD, Coinbase. I look at the daily, and so we're continuing green here, right? We did finish above that first hump of the W. So we're going to play around whether it's green or red here. It looks like we just turned red a little bit. But again, let's see if we can get past this blue line. I mean, that's like the first obstacle. And we're still quite a ways from it. We're still $1,000 away from it. So we'll see. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope you found something in this video that was worth your time, worth your while, worth your entertainment. And that's it. That's all I have for today. We will chat more tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I love you all. Love and peace to you all. Hope you have a great night. My name is Mike. I am the Crypto Liberal. Good night.